Hi everyone, welcome back. In my previous video, we have seen how to install Talend and establish connectivity to a SQL Server database. In this video, I will introduce you to Talend Designer tool and make you familiar with the different views and controls that are available. Once you have decided to learn Talend, one of the first things you should do is to get familiar with the different views in the Talend Open Studio. For those of you with Java knowledge, the layout of Talend Open Studio may look familiar. That is because it is based on the popular Eclipse IDE. In Talend Open Studio, there are several views that are available. In this video, I'm going to show you the ones that you will require the most. Let us start with the repository view. This is a view that you will be using the most because this contains all the job definitions, and there is a lot more. In this view, it shows the project that you have open right now, which is local_project. Under that, there are different categories or subfolders. Starting with job designs, we have the context, code, SQL templates, and metadata. I'll be referring to job designs and metadata the most. Job designs, as you have guessed, is where you create all your jobs. Jobs, or in other terminology, it's the data flow, the packages that you create. Metadata represents everything that is reusable. In my previous video, I showed you how to create a connection to SQL Server. So that was created under metadata. Anything that you create under the metadata folders is available across multiple jobs. So here you can see, just like a DB connection, you can create a file delimited collection, a file XML, and so on, which can be reused multiple times across different jobs. So the metadata and job design together are one of the most important subfolders within the repository view. Next is the design panel itself. So right now you just see a blank white space here. That is because no job is active, or in other words, we are not editing any job. So let's go back to the repository and I'll double click on the existing job. The moment you open any existing job or create a new job, the panel becomes active. This is called the design view. This is where you graphically design the data flow. This panel is where we add the components or the controls, and we can link them and define the complete logic that is required for the data flow. Here you will notice there are two tabs or toggles at the bottom of the design window. Right now, designer is highlighted. You can notice that there is a green bar on top of designer. If I click on code, you'll see now the graphical layout is replaced with Java code. So the Java code that you're seeing is something that is generated by Talend. This is the Java equivalent of the data flow that you have designed. Meaning any data flow that you create here is automatically converted to an equivalent Java code. This Java code is what will be eventually compiled and executed. I'll discuss more about this in another video in the same playlist. So this is about the design view. Next is the palette, which is on the extreme right side of the Talend Open Studio. That's the usual location, but you can of course change. Now the palette again is something that we'll be using quite often. So in the design, we saw these two components, the TDB input and T file output delimited. They have been added by dragging them from the palette. So the palette represents all the components that can be reused across jobs. Let me show you an example. If I were to expand the databases, there are two other subfolders, DB common and DB specific. I'll expand DB common. Here, there are a bunch of components. DB input. If you just hover over your mouse over it, it should show you some help text. Okay, it does not seem to work on my machine. Let me try on the DB specific side. Okay, so here it works. So I've gone to DB specifics under that MS SQL Server. If I hover over this particular component, it shows what is the intention of this component. So this can be used to read data from a Microsoft SQL Server database. Similarly, if I hover over another component, it says I can insert or update a MS SQL Server database table if I use this particular component. So these components represent functions that can be reused across multiple jobs. This is what is going to make your life a lot easier, because now you don't have to write any complex logic in order to connect to a database. All you have to do is drag and drop these components to the design window and simply configure them. So the palette represents a collection of 100 of such components with various purposes, various connectivity options. So what we saw was just one folder, which was databases. I can show you a similar with the files as well. So within file, there is a subfolder called input. And as you can imagine by now, all the components within the input will serve the general purpose of reading from a file. Now, what kind of file will be decided by this component. So here the T file input delimited will obviously read from only a delimited file. It could be a file with any kind of delimiter. It could be a comma separated, semicolon separated, pipe separated, pretty much anything. The component right below it, the T file input Excel, will read from an Excel, and so on. So in the palette, the controls are very well organized. In most cases, you can easily find the component that you're looking for, as long as you are clear on what you are trying to do. When you're using Talend, one of the first things you should do is just think about what is it that you want to achieve. It can be as simple as reading from a database and writing to a file, or writing to a file and or let me say that again, reading from a file and writing to a database. So once you have that clarity of what the job needs to be done, finding the right component is quite easy here. Now you can explore the palette and all the different components that are there at your own leisure. There are some components for big data as well, such as reading from a Google storage, deleting a file, reading from Google BigQuery. There are also some orchestration. Now I'm not going to get into the details of each of these components. There'll be separate videos for each of these components much later. So this was about the palette view. And you'll also notice that the palette is only available or visible when at least one job is open in edit mode. So right now, if I close the job, the palette disappears as well. If I open the job for editing, the palette appears. So this was about the palette view. Next, we have these tabs that appear at the bottom of the job. These again are specific to the job that is open right now. The first tab within this view is the configuration for this particular job itself. So you can see the tab name is the same as the job name, which is job test SQL server 0.1. Here you can set the properties of the job. You can think of this as similar to setting the properties of, let's say, a Word file or an Excel file. You can mention the description of the document, you can set the author, you can set some status and so on. The same things can be done here as well. So here you can see the creation date can be updated, the version can be updated, the modification date, purpose, status, and description. So these fields help you create documentation for this particular job. So next time, uh, you know, another developer opens these jobs, they don't have to necessarily look at this logic to understand what is happening. You can be a good programmer and mention some description so that it's easy for them to understand at a high level on what the job is all about. So those kind of helpful text or manual can be stored in this using this tab. There are other tabs, but within this tab there are child tabs. Now these are some advanced options. I'm not going to explain all of them in this video, but you can expect the definition of this in a later video. These are some advanced options such as multi-thread execution, stats and logs, and so on. The next tab is context. So context, in other words, is the variables. Let's suppose you have an ETL job that you create using Talend. When you run it in the development environment, it needs to connect to a specific database. But when you run the same job in production, it needs to connect to a different database, obviously the production database. So how do you control the behavior of the job? All of that is done through context. Context, in other words, is the variables or is a set of variables. You can decide what are the variables through which the job will run. Should it run with the development set of variables or should it run with the production set of variables? So you can control the job behavior by changing what variables it will use. So right now, since I have not defined any variables or any context, this is all blank. Again, I'll follow up with another video where I'll explain the context in detail. Next is the component. So when I switch to the component tab, you see it's all empty. It says properties not available. This again is a tab that you'll be using quite heavily. The component directly refers to the components that are there in the design layout. For this to be active, you'll need to select at least one component. When you double click on a component, the configurations that are specific to that component appear here. So here you can see we have selected the DB input component. So what are some of the configurations that are applicable to this, such as what is the database, what is the JDBC provider, host, database username, schema, and so on. All these configurations are very specific to this particular component. Now, if I were to switch and click on the file output delimited component, you will see this tab will reflect the configuration that is applicable for this. So although the design layout gives you a graphical flow of how the job is connected, the configuration for each of these components have to be set up using this particular tab. At any given time, you can look at the properties of only one component, the component that you have selected. In Talend, much of your learning curve will be involved in getting familiar with the options for each particular component. And as you spend more time, you will see a pattern in how these configurations are available for each of these components. The final tab is the Run. Now, this tab shows you some information when the job is running. So right now, I haven't run the job yet. The moment I execute this job, you will see some information available here that describes about the job itself. How long did the job take to run? And what was the result? Was it successful or did it fail? If it failed, what is the error code? So that's the kind of information that you can expect to see here. Also, there are a few things that you can control about the execution itself. For example, you can run it with a garbage collector set, or you can configure specific JVM arguments. These are for advanced users. Most of us wouldn't need it. Now let's run this job and see what kind of information is available here. The moment the job started running, it wrote a log saying, okay, it's starting the job. Then there are some intermediate logs such as connecting to the socket on port 3872, connected, disconnected, and finally, when did the job end? What is the exit code? Exit code of 0 means it has been successful. So these are the views that you will use mostly when learning Talend and building jobs. But of course, there are a whole lot of views that are available. Just to get a glimpse of how many views are there, head over to the window menu, click on show view, and here you can see a large family of views that are available that are organized into particular categories. For example, if you go to Java, well, I don't want to scare the ETL folks there with Java, so let's skip that. But let's go to Talend. Here you can see the job hierarchy, the modules, any problems, and so on. You'll see the repository, run job, context. They're all grayed out because they are already added and they are visible. You can go to the general category. Here you can see navigator, internal web browser. There is a browser that is built into the Talend Open Studio that you can open. You have the project explorer, properties, progress window, and there are many other views. But you probably will not need all of these views to begin with. I think the views that are available by default, which is the repository, the design window itself, the palette, and the four adjoining views here: the run, the component, the context, and the job settings. These views should be more than enough for you to start learning. I hope this video was useful. I'll follow up with more videos that will explain some more functions and features of Talend. Thank you.